Good morning to everyone. In our previous class, we are discussed about the related theory of final accounts. So, today class is going on problematic side. So, the theory which is related to final accounts, we already discussed in our previous class. So, we have to start solution for the problematic session. Problem number 1, page number F38 in your Pankaj publication textbook. Problem number 1, page number F38 in your Pankaj publication textbook. Okay. Problem number 1, page number F38. Okay, ascertain gross profit from the following figures. Here gross profit means we have to draw trading account. We have to draw trading account for find out the gross profit of this business organization. Opening stock of goods 20,000, closing stock of goods 30,000. Opening stock of goods how much? 20,000. Closing stock of goods 30,000. Purchases 80,000. Purchase returns 2,000. Sales 1,60,000. Sales returns 3,000. Carriage inwards 2,000. Carriage outwards 4,000. Freight duty and clearing charges 5,000. Rent and taxes 3,500. So opening stock is same trading account item, closing stock is also trading account item. This closing stock comes under credit side of trading account. Opening stock comes under debit side of trading account. Purchases minus purchase returns, then we will get net purchases. So net purchases comes under debit side of trading account. Sales comes under credit side of net sales comes under credit side of trading account. So sales minus sales returns करे तो net sales आता 1,60,000 minus 3,000 करे तो वो net sales कितना होता 1,57,000. वो 1,57,000 का बैलेंस हम लोग क्रेडिट साइड ऑफ ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट में लिखना. नेक्स्ट कैरेज इनवर्ड्स मीन्स carriage inwards means carriage on purchases. So any expenses on purchases comes under debit side of trading account. Carriage means transportation expenses on purchases. Carriage inwards means transportation expenses on purchases. Carriage outwards means transportation expenses on sales. So carriage outwards is not an item of trading account. This is comes under P&L account. Freight duty clearing charges, this is also comes under debit side of trading account. Rent and taxes, this is the item of P&L account. So there is need not to take this item in our trading account. So draw trading account, same date, particular amount, So debit side, two opening stock already given in the textbook 20,000 directly डाल सकते हैं हम लोग. Next two purchases, how much 80,000 minus purchase returns 2,000 equals to 78,000. So net purchases 78,000. So amount column में 78,000. Next carriage inwards 2,000. Next item freight duty and clearing charges. freight, duty and clearing charges, save. Debit side, 5000. Next, credit side items, sales, बाई सेल्स कितना आया 1,60,000, 1,60,000 माइनस सेल्स रिटर्न्स 3,000, 1,60,000 माइनस सेल्स रिटर्न 3,000, देन नेट सेल्स इक्वल्स टू 1,57,000, 1,57,000, नॉट 15,700, 1,57,000. नेक्स्ट बाय क्लोजिंग स्टॉक कितना 30,000, 30,000. So total credit side equals to 1,57,000 plus 1,57,000 plus 30,000 closing stock equals to 1,87,000. So opening stock 1,87,000 minus 20,000 minus 78,000 minus 20,000 minus 5,000, then we will get gross profit amount of 82,000. So this is the answer for first question. Gross profit carried down 82,000. This is balancing figure in this account. Okay, right. Question number 2, ascertain the net profit from the following particulars. Here net profit means we have to draw out the P&L account. So gross profit, so in our textbook gross profit equal to 82,000, salaries 18,000, rent rates taxes 5,000, depreciation on machinery 8,000, printing and stationery 2,000, commission received. Salaries comes under debit side of the P&L account, rent rate taxes comes under debit side of the P&L account, depreciation on machinery is also comes under debit side of P&L account, printing and stationery, this is also an expense, it is also comes under debit side of the P&L account. Next, commission received. Commission received means amount received in the form of commission. Any amount received that is comes under credit side of the P&L account. Any income received comes under credit side of the P&L account 1,500. Furniture and fixtures 15,000. So need not to write down these items. Furniture and fixtures there is no need not to write in our P&L account. Why? Because furniture and fixtures are assets. So assets are comes under balance sheet. So need not to record these transactions in P&L account. Same we have to draw P&L account or profit and loss account. Debit side date particulars amount, credit side date particulars amount. First item 2 salaries 18,000 already given in your textbook. Next second item rent rate taxes 5,000. Okay. Next third item, what is third item? Depreciation on machinery 8,000. Next depreciation on machinery. Then next item 2 printing and stationery 2,000. 2 printing and stationery 2,000. Next buy side items or credit side items. Buy gross profit brought down, which is brought down from trading account. So given in your textbook as 82,000. So buy gross profit brought down 82,000. Next commission received. Buy commission received. Commission received means amount received in the form of income. Amount received in the form of income. So all incomes are comes under credit side of P&L account. All expenses are comes under debit side of P&L account. So salaries also expenses, rent rate taxes also expenses, depreciation on machinery is also expense, printing and stationery is also an expense. So all expense items are comes under debit side of the P&L account. All incomes are comes under credit side of P&L account. Right. So net profit So total credit side we got 82,000 plus 1500, 83,500 minus 18,000 minus 5,000 minus 8,000 minus 2,000 करे तो then we will get net profit amount of 50,500. Net profit carried down 50,500. So this is the balancing figure of P&L account which is transferred to capital account in the balance sheet. Right. Next problem. Problem number 3. Prepare a balance sheet from the following information. Creditors. Creditors means the persons who are allowed credit on their sales to us. So the persons who given credit to us. Us means to the company. Creditors are comes under liability side, closing stock, asset, motor van is also asset, goodwill it is also asset, debtors means the persons who are purchased goods from company. So debtors are comes under asset side of balance sheet. Next, capital means amount which is invested by the owner of the company or owners of the company. So capital is also loan to company. So this is also comes under liability side of balance sheet. Machinery is also asset. This is comes under asset side of balance sheet. Loan is also one of the liability which is comes under liability side of the balance sheet. So draw out a balance sheet, save, format, date, particulars amount. So here we need not to mention debit side or credit side. Why? Because balance sheet is a statement. It is not an account, it is a statement. Sundry creditors, already creditors amount given in the textbook as 1 lakh. Next, loan. What is loan amount? Loan amount equals to कितना? Loan amount equals to 3 lakhs. Loan equals to 3 lakhs. Capital 5 lakhs. Next, asset side items. Debtors 2 lakhs. Closing stock 50,000. Goodwill 1 lakh. Motor van 50,000. The last item for debit side, machinery 5 lakhs. So 2 lakhs plus 50,000, 2 lakh 50,000 plus 1 lakh, 3 lakh 50,000 plus 50,000, 4 lakhs plus 5 lakhs equals to total asset side 9 lakhs. Total asset side 9 lakhs. Total liability side is also 9 lakhs. So balance sheet is over for this problem. Problem number 4. Ascertain the cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold means total cost of the sales. Total cost which is incurred on our production process. Cost of goods sold. Opening stock 20,000. Purchases 1,18,000. Direct expenses 22,000. Closing stock 30,000. For the purpose of calculation of cost of goods sold, we have to follow one particular principle. The principle for cost of goods sold is opening stock plus purchases minus purchase returns plus direct expenses minus closing stock. Then we will get COGS, cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, principle for cost of goods sold. COGS, cost of goods sold equals to opening stock plus purchases minus purchase returns plus direct expenses minus closing stock. This is the principle for the purpose of calculation of COGS. So opening stock is 20,000. purchases 1,18,000. Here we do not have any purchase returns, so directly we have taken purchases 20,000 plus 1,18,000 plus direct expenses 22,000 minus closing stock 30,000 equals to 1,30,000. The answer is 1,30,000. Cost of goods sold equals to 1,30,000. Next, problem number 6, page number F39 in your Pankaj publication textbook. Ascertain the purchases from the following figures: opening stock 10,000, direct expenses 8,000, indirect expenses 15,000, sales 60,000, closing stock 12,000, gross profit 14,000. So here we have to find out the purchase amount. So we have to draw out a trading account to find out the purchase amount. Same trading account, opening stock 10,000, direct expenses. So second item is purchases, but we do not know about purchases. We have to calculate it. So opening stock 10,000, direct expenses 8,000. Next, gross profit carried down. So the gross profit already given in the textbook as 14,000. So by sales, credit side, sales amount equals to 60,000. Closing stock equals to 12,000. So total credit side, sales 60,000, closing stock 12,000. So 60,000 plus 12,000 equals to 72,000. So total debit side, total credit side, रेक्टिफाई कर लो इसको, टोटल क्रेडिट साइड है ये तो टोटल क्रेडिट साइड, इसको रेक्टिफाई कर लो. टोटल क्रेडिट साइड इक्वल्स टू 72,000. टोटल सेकेंड वन इज टोटल डेबिट साइड, दिस इज डेबिट साइड, DR साइड. सो इसको रेक्टिफाई कर लो. मैंने क्रेडिट साइड लिख लिया, तुम लोग रेक्टिफाई कर लो. टोटल ऑफ क्रेडिट साइड फर्स्ट वन 72,000, टोटल ऑफ डेबिट साइड 32,000. सो 72,000 minus 32,000 equals to 40,000. That is the amount of purchases. Right.